You ready, Roberta? Roberta?
Yeah.
Are we on?
Nope, I can.
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm not going to intermediate because I still have school.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, I go till the 20th. Next year will be Riley's, for intermediate.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May 28, 2025 meeting of the regular meeting of the Wall Township Committee. Please rise to salute the flag, and I ask for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you read the sunshine statement, please?
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in the following manner. The annual notice was forwarded to the official township newspapers and was posted in the Wall Township Municipal Building. All notices are on file with the Township Clerk.
Roll call.
Committeeman Farrell. Committeewoman Mangan.
Here.
Committeeman Orender. Here. Deputy Mayor Becht. Here. Mayor Clayton.
Here.
We have 4 members present.
Thank you. Number 4 is a resolution to go into executive session. We are not going to go into executive session this time, so we're going to move on to number 5.
Which is introduction of ordinance number 9, 2025, an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Wall in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, to amend and supplement Wall Township Code, Chapter 113, to comply with recently adopted state fire code. Mayor?
Thank you. A motion for that ordinance for the first reading be advertised for the second reading at a public hearing on June 25th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orender.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht.
Yes.
Mayor Clayton.
Yes.
We have 4 yeas.
Thank you. And could you read ordinance number 8, 2025?
Second reading and public hearing of Ordinance 8, 2025, an ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Wall in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, to amend and supplement Chapter 220 Veterans Benefits. Mayor?
Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to make any comments on this ordinance prior to its adoption? Seeing none, can I have a motion to be made to close the public hearing and adopt the ordinance?
So moved. I'll second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orender.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht.
Yes.
Mayor Clayton.
Yes.
We have 4 yeas.
Thank you. Now I'm going to ask our Chief Financial Officer to give you a presentation on the 2025 budget. After we do the presentation, we'll read the resolution ordinance, and then we'll open up to the public for 5 minutes to, if you have any questions or comments on it, and at the end of your 5 minutes, we'll answer your questions. Mr. O'Hara?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tom O'Hara. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the Township. Before we get started, I want to thank Rob Coleman and Lauren Lake for their help in making the presentation a little bit prettier than it otherwise would have been. Okay, well, here we go. So where does your Wall Township tax dollars go? The vast majority of the taxes that you pay, it goes to the Board of Education, 58%. The local budget only receives 24% of every dollar that you pay in taxes. I like to tell people when taxpayers have issues, we get 100% of the grief, but we're only 24% of your taxes. We have to distribute the full amount of taxes to the Board of Ed, the county fire districts. And this year we have the new municipal open space coming on board. So for your 24%, what do you get? You get your police, you get your public works, you get your court system, you get township events, you get park maintenance, you get your roadways paved. So for 24%, I think we do a good job of using that money to the best benefit. For 2024 operations, the Township of Wall budget continues to result in a positive cash flow and available cash reserves, which help us to stabilize the tax rate and weather economic downturns. Our conservative budgeting allowed us to exceed our revenue targets by 7.5%, which helps regenerate our surplus on an annual basis. At the end of the year, our surplus was over $14.9 million, which equates to a little over 30% of the total amount of the budget. We have an unofficial policy of reappropriating 55% of that balance into the following year's budget as a revenue source. So of that $14.9 million, $8.2 million is used as a revenue source in the 2025 budget. We have strong tax collection rates. We did have a slight decrease in our collection rate from 2024, but a 98 to 99% collection rate is very strong. For the 2025 budget, we do not have any gimmicks in this budget. There's no one-shot revenues. What you see is what you get, and it should be there next year also. All necessary services for the township are funded in this budget, and the budget still allows for a regeneration of the majority of surplus. Surplus regeneration is key to an ongoing, responsible budget process. Township is conservative in revenue projections. We're allowed to budget at any time up to what we received in cash for a specific revenue source the prior year. The problem with maximizing the amount that you can anticipate is if your revenue falls short, that revenue has to be made up somewhere else from another revenue source or a cut in expenses. Energy receipts tax, which is one of the largest revenue sources in our budget, is commonly referred to as state aid, yet it really is not. I'll spare you the history of the energy receipts tax, but that has remained stable since 2010 with no increase from the state of New Jersey. From the 2024 budget, we experienced $1.7 million in revenue loss from state and federal programs that were not renewed, the biggest being the American Rescue Plan funds that were used the last 2 years in the budget that were not renewed at the federal level. The total operating portion of the 2025 budget is increased by 2.74%. Within that 2.74%, budgeted salaries and wages have increased 3.75% due to contractual salary and step increases. If you were to look at the budget, the biggest increase in the entire budget is our health benefits. We're not alone in the cost struggle with health benefits. We have a self-insured plan, and as part of the self-insured plan, to have a healthy plan, you have to fund your reserves. So this budget, we believe, will satisfy our current needs and help us increase our self-insurance trust fund reserve. The net debt service appropriations has remained stable for several years. And the total budget appropriations compared to the final 2024 budget is actually a decrease of 0.88%. This chart just shows the major sources of revenue. by far the biggest is taxation, followed by fund balance and state and federal aid. Other municipal revenue is comprised of fees. The biggest would be construction fees. Could be for any department, clerk's office, ABC licenses, and delinquent taxes would be the final component. If any tax is unpaid at the end of calendar year, can be anticipated as a revenue source in the following year. If taxes are not paid in a timely manner, they will eventually go to tax sale and the township will be made whole. This slide is just a graphic representation of the revenue sources. And you can see the amount to be raised by taxation is the predominant source of our revenue. Next, we have a history of our fund balance. Fund balance regeneration is a very strong indicator of financial health. Fund balance is one of the important factors that rating agencies use when assigning bond ratings to your debt. The blue chart, the blue line shows the amount of fund balance at the end of the year, and the green line shows how much was anticipated as revenue source in the following year's budget. All right, so where's all the money going? Salaries and wages make up $20.6 million of our budget. The other expenses, which basically is all non-salaries and wage items used by departments, whether it be materials, whether it be office supplies. So total operations total $35.7 million. On top of that, we have debt service of $3.8 million. Statutory expenditures and deferred charges, which mainly consist of Social Security payments and pension payments due by the township. And the final line is reserve for uncollected taxes. Reserve for uncollected taxes is a non-spending line item in our budget. It is used to ensure proper cash flow for the instances where not every taxpayer pays their taxes in a timely manner. So we're forced to raise an additional amount of taxes to offset those who do not pay in a timely manner. In a perfect world, if everybody paid their taxes and there were no tax appeals, at the end of the year, we would collect $2.9 million in extra tax money for the year. This is just a pie chart showing where all of the money goes between public safety and court and public works. That's 40% of your budget right there. The next largest component is health insurance, and followed by pension costs, and then you get into some of the smaller amounts. You hear a lot of talk about the cap. There's actually two caps that the township has to deal with. I'm going to jump to the second one, the appropriation cap. The state has an appropriation cap in place for the purpose of controlling the size of municipal budgets. They don't want your budget growing at a rate that they do not think is sustainable. That is regardless of the source of revenue to pay for it. You can have all the fund balance in the world you want to increase your budget, but you're confined by the cap. They just don't want the total operating portion of your budget increasing at an expedited rate. We are currently $1.1 million under the appropriation cap. The more common cap that you hear is the tax levy cap. A lot of people refer to it as a 2% cap. That's factually incorrect. It's 2% on a portion of the levy plus adjustments, and those adjustments can be substantial. For the 2025 year alone, this budget is $340,000 below the state mandated tax levy cap. In addition, we're allowed to reserve unutilized levy amounts from prior years to use in a current budget if need be. When you take the levy cap bank into account, we're more than $3 million below the tax levy that was deemed acceptable by the state of New Jersey. What does it mean to your pocketbook? The projected municipal tax rate is 0.509. The county is the entity that actually sets the tax rate. They take into account rounding issues from all the taxing entities. That's a 3.67% increase on the municipal tax rate. For 2025, the average home in Wall Township is assessed at $493,000. The increase over 2024 to the average home would be $93.27, or $7.77 a month. Not everybody lives in the average home, so for every $100,000 of valuation on your property, you would pay $509 in taxes. And your increase for every $100,000 of valuation would be $18.90 a year, or $1.58 a month. So it's much easier to apply the $100,000 valuation to your personal circumstance. Mr. Mayor, I present 2025 Wall Township budget.
Thank you, Tom. Madam Clerk, could you read the resolution?
Second reading and public hearing of the adoption of the 2025 municipal budget, resolution number 250506, adoption of the 2025 municipal budget.
Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to make any comments about the referenced resolution to adopt the budget?
Betsy Cross, I noticed we still don't have a podium here. What has it been since January? But you've got Tim Clayton signs all over town. A lot of people are laughing. Yeah, re-elect.
What does that have
mayor.
to do with
germane to the
our
budget.
budget we're
I
talking
just thought
about?
of it. I would love to have a podium here.
Excellent.
Mr., I forget your name, Tom something, O'Hara. Could you go over what the 2024 health benefits costs were?
Ms.
and what-
Cross, what we're going to do is you got 5 minutes to make your comments and your questions. We'll take your questions, and then we'll answer your questions.
And that's usually not the way it works, but since you're so new to the board, you probably don't realize it. I'd like the answers to the 2024 health benefits, the projected 2025 health benefits. Just a quick calculation. I mean, you're talking about $1.4 million increase. Divide that by 200 employees, that's an extra $7,000 this year. That would be an extra $584 a paycheck for a person. So I know you only have to pay 30% of that, but we, the taxpayers, get stuck paying up to 70%. It's outrageous. Get another broker in here, get rid of Brown & Brown. It doesn't make any sense. To think that you want us to pay an extra $1.403,549 is insane. And that is gross mismanagement. And just like we put out to the DOE, complete dysfunction and for the super, assistant super, Brian Smythe, and all Board of Ed members, it should happen here, because this alone is ridiculous. You think we got to pay an extra $93 a year for the average homeowner, and you've got $8 million sitting in surplus? What is the matter with you? It just doesn't even make any sense. How could you come to us and ask us for more money? I mean, I think we can pretty much guarantee Tim Clayton won't be here. And I mean, it looks ridiculous for you to have your signs out with this type of presentation tonight. And Mr. Gross, John Gross, has sat here as we're paying him $10,500 every month and said nothing. I don't think we've heard a word out of
Just your
him.
questions on the budget?
Yeah, why are we paying him? I don't know what he's doing, because this presentation is horrible. To think we paid $10,500 for that and $18,000 for Bertrand to sit home and a monthly fee of $3,500, and now we're going to hire John Tobias for $10,000 a month? What are we going to pay, $50,000 a month for May? I know it's pro rata for June, but this is ridiculous. This is really, really bad. A horrible presentation. I don't even know how you could even put this out tonight. Is this just the first, and then you're going to vote on it next month? Because this should have been up and
No, this will be
posted.
voted on this evening.
What?
This will be voted on
How
this
could you
evening.
vote on it? You just gave it to us.
No, it's
You
been-
posted
it's
it this
been posted-
afternoon.
No, that's not true. It was posted on
This
Friday.
presentation
No, that's
was
not
posted
true.
at what
It was
time?
posted on Friday last week, and then the friendly budget has been posted for at least a month.
There, I don't see the breakout of what. Could you give me those numbers so I could just go over them? What the numbers are, Mr. Clayton? You can say to Mr. O'Hara.
When you are done with your comments, we will answer your
I mean, it's your
questions.
choice. You can
I
absolutely
know it's
say to
my
him that
choice.
he
My
can
choice is
answer
to
it.
let you finish, and then we'll answer your questions.
Let me look at what else. Yeah, it's of this amount, 55% or 8.2 million is appropriated as a revenue source in the 2025 budget. So, I mean, you needed the 8.2 million plus another $93 from us? I think you really need to be investigated. My electric is going up. My auto went way up. The nerve to give out 3.5% raises? I mean, people were like, what? 3.75%? And you want us to kick in $1 million for health benefits because you're so lazy to go out and get bids? It's insane. Brown and Brown needs to go. You got to get somebody in here that has some common sense and could look at the health benefits, because this makes no sense whatsoever. For you to be self-insured with 200 people makes no sense.
That's 5 minutes. Thank you.
I'd like
That's
to,
your time. 5 minutes.
Thank you, and I'd like the answer to my
Thank
question.
you. That's 5 minutes.
We're going to answer your question. Tom, do you have the answer to the questions?
Mayor, do you want to see if anybody else wants to talk?
Yeah, you want to answer them all at the same last? Okay, anybody else have comments regarding the budget?
My name is Keith Hunsinger. I reside in the President Street section of Wall Township. So, I kind of, in a strange way, agree with some of what Betsy said. As far as there being tax increases, I'm wondering, is there something possibly that we could do to bring down the taxes? I had an idea. Maybe we could repeal ordinance number 11-2021 that banned the sale, manufacture, and growth of cannabis within Wall Township. I feel like maybe that 2% that would have gone to the town that I had mentioned years ago during my Weed for Wall protests could have helped counterbalance some of the tax increases. But then again, what do I know? So,
Thank you. Anyone else have something?
To go
Ms.
over-
Cross, please sit down.
I also would like the
Your
rates.
time is up.
Down.
Health
5 minutes is your
benefit
max.
rates,
Sit down.
family,
Sorry, you're out of order.
wife,
You're out of order.
want
Isn't your-
the
Ms.
health
Cross.
benefit rates
We're
from
not-
You're out of order.
Question.
You're out of order.
the
Please
rates.
sit down.
Family, family,
Next speaker,
wife,
please.
child, just,
Yeah, we won't be answering those. We won't be answering those. Thank you. You won't be getting them.
Okay, Judy Barnes.
Hi, Judy.
I think the spreadsheet was self-explanatory, and it spelled out everything. And I think that the budget, as you explained, some of the things had gone down and some have gone up, and it was, spoken well. Did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else? Seeing none, motion to close public comments? Second?
I'll second.
Okay. Tom?
First, the budget presentation was my creation. Mr. Gross reviewed it. Mr. Gross did not put together this presentation. Any heat you have on the budget presentation is heat towards me. 2024 health benefits, we had budgeted $4,686,212.96. 2025 health benefits, we're budgeting $6,089,762.02. The component of salary increases, that the standard raise to the rank and file employees this year was 2.25%. Any other increases would be related to contractual step increases in salary guides with the unions. And Mr. Mayor, that's what I have in terms of the questions.
You can't, it's not a question and answer session. I think your time is up. You had the 5 minutes. Your time is up. You can talk during the public comment period. You have a right to do that. But as we've said numerous times, you can't interrupt. We're forming a record here, and it's very disruptive, and it's impolite. It's obnoxious. So please restrain yourself. I know that's difficult for you, but try to restrain yourself.
Thank you. I have a motion to adopt the budget? Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orander.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht. Yes. Mayor Clayton.
Yes.
We have 4 yeas to approve the budget.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you read the consent agenda?
All items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the township and will be adopted or approved collectively by a single motion and roll call vote by a majority of the township committee. All items are available for public inspection at this meeting and in the office of the township clerk. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If a discussion is desired on any item, it will be considered separately. Mayor?
Thank you. Does any member of the Township Committee wish to consider any of the items separately? Seeing none, I have a motion to approve these items.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orander.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht. Yes. Mayor Clayton.
Yes.
We have 4 yeas to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Going to the public comment statement, please.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to their committee's attention the concerns, or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A, the committee asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. The committee will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the Township Administrator's Office during regular business hours. The attorney will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting. Mayor?
Thank you. Any member of the public wish to be heard at this time? Ms. Barnes? Excuse me, Ms. Barnes?
Budget, did you, go over the,
Judy, could you come up?
Yeah, we just adopted that. Thank you.
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. I would like to make an appointment tomorrow, preferably, to go over the health benefits. I'd like to know what the family rates are, 2 adults, parent, child. I would like to set up the appointment like Roberta Lang just mentioned. So will you get back to me, Mr. Clayton, on when that appointment would be?
Well, I know, but you can certainly email Ms. Lang
And you'll arrange that?
will I arrange it? No, but I'm sure that the Township Administrator through the
Okay,
Township Clerk
great.
can arrange
I would
that.
like to see those rates tomorrow. Last I got the open back, the rates were between $47,000 a family and $48,000 a family. Board of Ed, ridiculous too. So I think your rates might be over $50,000 a family, which is just insane. I think I said last time, my family benefits are $26,000 a year, and yours are almost double. So you're doing something wrong, and it needs to be investigated, because to think that you actually just put that through, there's something wrong. You can't just keep stealing our money. I feel like I'm on an episode of Ozark. We have no idea where the money's going, and you keep shoveling it God knows where. And to think that the health benefits may be over 50 grand now, you need to be investigated, okay? And to think that you don't want to answer your constituents' questions, you do not deserve to be here. And for your township administrator, Sean Keane, to, reprimand me, I'm taking my time out to come here when I got a lot better things to do. So I think it's a lot of nerve to speak to your constituents that way, Mr. Keane, and I hope you're not reelected in the assembly. My assemblyman should not also be my township attorney. It's absurd. And Mayor Clayton, a lot of laughs for your signs out all over Wall Township when you sit up here and disrespect your constituents. To think that you wouldn't answer, have him answer my simple, straightforward questions.
We have a process here.
You do not deserve to be here.
Okay.
You should watch other towns, how they handle their meetings. They actually talk to their constituents. I see John Tobias is going to be hired. I like John. I hope he's just not going to be a puppet up here and not open his mouth like John Gross for $10,500 a month. But John's going to get $10,000 a month while we're still paying Bertrand to sit home. People are having a hard time paying their bills, and it seems to be nothing upstairs for a lot of you people that just voted on that budget. I just can't even believe everybody voted on that. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. And I think Mayor Clayton and Kevin, when you're up, I think we got to get you out of here. We got to clean these seats out, and we got to get new people on the boards like a lot of other towns are doing. Same in the Board of Ed. We got 4 open seats on the Board of Ed. Get rid of all 4 of them. It's Kathleen DiGiovanni. I think it's Thomas Buffa. It's the president. All 4 of them, get rid of them. The Department of Education did confirm they did receive their appeal. I mean, to think that we got rid of the lunch aides, fired the lunch aides, we're going down to gym 3 days to 2 days, And you have to decide as a child if you want to be in band or in recess. It makes no sense. And if you'd like to sign the petition that went to the DOE, let me know, because you should want to be involved in that, because you don't want your town to be the laughing stock and you're the mayor, Mr. Clayton. Those things those changes that were suggested, and they caught Jennifer McCann lying. Everybody just gets caught in lies in this town. It's disgusting, and people are sick of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Keith Hunsinger. I reside in the President Street section of Wall Township. So first off, I had a question about Resolution 25-0518, authorization to enter into a lease agreement with InfoAge Learning Center. Is this a new development? Is this something that has been ongoing? What's the deal with that? I understand that you can't answer until after my public comment, so I will wait. I also wanted to address something that Betsy had mentioned. She had last committee meeting mentioned something about a Board of Ed protest. I asked her about it in the parking lot. She invited me. We ended up both going. I ended up with a megaphone, leading the chant. So it was one of the times where I have to say Betsy and I actually were on the same side. So I wanted to thank her for inviting me to that.
Nice.
Either way, whatever.
That's very nice.
Either way, I think it was something that she was right on. So her and I are often on total different sides of the political spectrum. She's more right-wing, I am more left-wing. But I have to recognize and acknowledge sometimes when she is correct. So I wanted to give her her flowers for that. I also wanted to ask another question of anybody on the committee, and this is open-ended. I would prefer if it was you, Mr. Mayor, but I was looking to see if maybe any of you would be interested in doing like a sit-down interview. I would really, like I said, prefer to interview you. It could be a completely, I'm not going to ask you any gotcha questions, just basically who you are, why you decided to get into politics, stuff like that. Just because I feel like that would be a good way to get the town more acclimated with who each and every one of you are, because I've been lucky through these meetings to get to know each and every one of you just a little bit. And I feel like it would be something that would be advantageous not only for yourselves, but also for the town to kind of get to know you a little bit more personally. Again, if that's something you're interested, you can, I'll come and talk to each and every one of you after the meeting, if that's okay. And if that's something that you're interested in, we could set it up. But it would be something that I think would be a pretty fun idea. I'm trying to figure out ways, like I said the last meeting, to be more involved in a positive way instead of clashing with you. I want to try and build with you, and I feel like that would be a way that we could build together. So let me know what you think, and so have a good night.
Thank you. She's back.
I didn't use my 5 minutes. Could you go over the ballpark fencing? I saw 204,000, and I have no idea from the agenda where the ballpark fencing is. So
I think I think your time is up. You did your 5 minutes.
Right, if you could answer that question, where was the ballpark fencing for 204,000? I know August you
Again.
did one, and I hope this isn't something you're putting on an agenda from August. Let us know where the baseball
Thank you.
fields are, because a number of people reached out to me. Thank you.
You should direct them to contact the township administrator. He'd be able to answer those questions instead of you. But have the people when they reach out to you, if you don't know the answer, tell them to contact the township administrator. He would know. I believe it was Rash Field, but I may miss a field. I believe so.
I believe it was 2 fields at Rash Field.
Yeah, both
And
fields.
there may have been some other fencing involved, but primarily it was Rash Field.
Thank you. We're all done with that. The lease for InfoAge is a renewal. They had a 20-year lease, we shortened it and just re-upped with them. The lease expired.
I'm interested, I love that place.
Good. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none? Motion to close public comment? Second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orander.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Beck. Yes. Mayor Clayton.
Yes,
We have 4 yeas to close public comment.
thank you. And closing comments from the Township Committee. Committeewoman Mangan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to extend a heartfelt gratitude to everyone who helped make the Wall Township Memorial Day ceremony a memorable event. This annual gathering is more than just a Wall Township tradition. It's an opportunity for our community to come together and honor the brave men and women who gave their lives in service for our country. I'd especially like to thank all those who attended. It was very well attended. And those who actually participated within the ceremony. That includes our local veterans, the Wall High School Color Guard, the Wall High School Color Guard, the Wall Girl Scout troops, the student musical performers, the Wall Township Police Department, the Wall Township EMS, the Wall Township First Aid and Rescue Squad, Wall Community First Aid, Wall Fire Company Number 1, Glendola Fire Company, South Wall Fire Rescue, and our distinguished guest speaker, Naval Security Force Training, leading Chief Petty Officer Chase Gibb. So as you can see with the amount of people who were involved with this ceremony, it was truly a community event, and a very special thank you to Public Works and Lauren Lake, because she puts so much attention to detail into these events, and it truly shows. So we're grateful for everything that she does to help organize. Thank you.
Thank you. Committeeman Orander.
Thank you. I have a couple of things. For one veterans group, they will meet again, I believe, on June 13th. That's the next meeting. We have a social hour. The next one will be May 30th. As far as Public Works, I spoke to John Spinapont today, and he said, give a little breakdown of what's happening. The barns and the leased property on Alair Road are removed, the bonds, I should say. The barns, I'm sorry, my bad. The barns have been removed. They're kind of dilapidated, so it looks good now that it's cleared out. Hospital Road walking and biking bridge has been restored. Old Mill Park Bridge has also been restored. And we're on schedule, our brush pickup. And also I spoke to Joe Langle about the North Wall Water Tower. It should be activated by the second week of June. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Mayor Beck.
Yes, the Walton initiated a drug bust at a local business the last 2 weeks or so, and they were successful in finding illegal drugs, drug paraphernalia, et cetera, and they should be commended for that. Additionally, last weekend was the start of the unofficial start of the summer. And there was a heavy police presence, at least I noticed, on the roads of Wall Township Police. And it's my understanding that there were obviously more than usual number of stops and accidents, but fortunately there was no fatalities or any serious accidents, and that commended for their presence. And the public should be aware that now that the summer's basically upon us, to be careful out there, because there is a lot of traffic, and sometimes the traffic moves a lot faster than we anticipate.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to thank Tom for your presentation tonight, and thank you, Mr. Gross and Tom, for putting together the 2025 budget. I also want to thank the residents for your comments. I do listen, and I do take it into consideration. That's all I have for tonight. We're going to number 13. We have nothing for private this evening. Unless anybody has anything they want to bring up in private. We have nothing. Okay. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Committeewoman Mangan.
Yes.
Committeeman Orander.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Becht.
Yes.
Mayor Clayton.
Yes.
We have 4 yeas to adjourn.
Thank you for coming, everyone.